Good day everyone, my name is Nitya Ravichandran and my metric number is 823-82327. Today I will explain a negotiation scenario between a landlord and a tenant using the field analysis model from figure 4.5. The main issue here is the rental agreement, including the rent amount, lease terms, pet policies and repair responsibilities. The landlord wants to charge a fair rent that covers fixed expenses like the mortgage, taxes and repairs. They also want to avoid turnover because finding new tenants take time and money. The tenant, on the other hand, wants affordable rent, flexibility such as pet allowances and timely repairs. They want to avoid the cost and stress of moving. Both parties face barriers they can't easily control. Government limits on rent increases, the landlord's fixed cost, the tenant's income or budget, lease contract rules or building policies. There are also supporting forces that help both sides. For the landlord, high demand in the area, a waiting list of tenants and a good reputation. For the tenant, a solid payment record, good references or willingness to pay in advance or sign a longer lease. Finally, external factors like market trends, inflation and government policies affect the negotiation environment. This can shift what is considered fair or realistic on either side. In conclusion, the field analysis model helps us see that negotiation is not just about what each side wants. It is shaped by limits, supports, and outside forces. Reaching an agreement means balancing all of these elements. Thank you.
Good evening everyone. Today, I will be talking about the 5 key elements involved in a job negotiation process, especially from the perspective of a student entering the workforce. These elements are represented by the labels A to E. Let's dive in. First, we have A, the direct actor on our side, which refers to the student. In a negotiation, the student is the primary negotiator. This means they must be ready to communicate their expectations clearly, ask the right questions, respond to proposals, and make well-informed decisions. Their role is crucial to ensure the agreement is fair and aligned with their career goal. Next is B, the opposing direct actor, which typically represents the employer, such as a manager or HR representative. They act on behalf of the company and are responsible for proposing terms of employment, listening to the candidate's expectations, and ensuring that the final agreement aligns with company policies, budgets, and strategic needs. They not just offering a job, they also manage risk and resources. C stands for indirect actors. These are the people who don't attend the negotiation but still influence it. This includes family members, lecturers, mentors, or university advisors. They may give advice, share concerns, or shape the students' expectations, all of which can affect how the student prepare and engage in the negotiation. Then we have D, interested observers. These are individuals who are not part of the negotiation but care about the outcome. Examples include classmates, friends, or other students applying for the same role. Their presence can motivate the student to perform better, or in some cases, add pressure due to comparison or expectations. Finally, E represents the environmental factors. These are external influences that shape the negotiation context, such as the company's reputation and culture, average industry salary for the role, current job market trends, and relevant employment laws. These factors help define what is considered reasonable and acceptable on both sides of the negotiations.
Hello everyone, my name is Kashmira Sugumaran. My metric number is L23B0187. Today, I will be explaining the rules of A and B in figure 4.5, a field analysis of negotiation. Based on the negotiation scenario where a student is negotiating a job offer after completing an internship. Let's begin with A represents the direct actors on our side, which in this case is the student. The student plays an active role in the negotiation by expressing their goals, such as asking for a fair salary, reasonable working hours, or chances for career growth. The student needs to present their views clearly, listen to the employer, and try to reach an agreement that benefits both sides. B represents the opposing party, in this case, the employer. The employer is also directly involved and is responsible for making the job offer, negotiating the terms, and deciding whether the student's request can be accepted based on company policies. So, both A and B are directly communicating and making their decisions. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Zaitina Alisha binti Kamizi, metric number L23B0360, and I'm going to continue to explain the role of C, D, and E in figure 4.5. C is indirect actors, refers to individuals or groups that have an impact on the negotiation but they do not engage directly. In business situations, this group of people, including managers, board members, and legal departments, have influence even when they are not personally engaging. They have the ability to veto agreements, supply background details, or approve the final decisions. Meanwhile, D, as interested observers, D are spectators who are not involved in the negotiation but interested about the the outcome. In business situations, individuals like this may be the union members, competitors, analysts, shareholders, or members of the media. Their opinions might impact unforeseen circumstances or public opinion. Last but not least, E as environmental factors. E represents the external environment which shapes and impacts the negotiation. The external influences are influenced by these outside factors like economic conditions, legal frameworks, time frames, historical linkage, ethics, and laws. They can influence the outcome even though they are not human participants.
And next is part D. In part D, we will be looking at who, what, A, B, C, and D are. First of all, side A is, in this situation, it would represent us. It would represent the other tenants or housemates. They are the people they are trying to negotiate to get the house, to rent the house. Secondly, side B is the opposing side, and in this situation, it would be the landlord or the owner of the house that we are renting, and we are trying to negotiate with. Next, side C includes people who are not part of the participation, who does not participate in the negotiation. In this situation, it would be witnesses or people watching over the signed paper of the agreement of our rent. It could be like a mediator, like a real estate agent, or it could even be advisors who is helping either side of the negotiation, like maybe the family members of the renter, giving them advice. Next is side D. Side D represents the audience, or people watching. In this case, it can be a different group of renters. They are waiting, see how the negotiation work or not, so they can come in. Another one that can be part of this of side D in this situation is our neighbors, who are waiting to see what kind of people will be renting the house. Side D refers to next one. The side E, these are external factors such as environment or weather. In this setting, it could be the location of the house that is being rented, such as the location of the price. The location of the house can determine the price of the rent. Being close to infrastructure like hospitals can make it go up or down. And that's all for me.
Hello everyone, my name is Yawani Saravan and my metric number is L2380217. Today, I would like to briefly explain why the negotiation between a landlord and a tenant is best categorized as integrative negotiation rather than distributive bargaining. Unlike distributive bargaining, which focuses on a single issue like price and creates a win-loss scenario, landlord-tenant negotiations involve multiple issues such as rent, lease duration, maintenance, and other living conditions. Both parties have different but overlapping interests. The landlord seeks stable income and reliable tenants, while the tenants wants affordability, flexibility, and comfort. This complexity opens the door to creative solutions, like lower rent in exchange for a longer lease, or prepaid rent for added amenities. This approach, known as integrative negotiation, focuses on mutual gains and long-term relationships, not just immediate wins. External factors like economy and housing trends also encourage collaboration over competition. In short, this scenario fits integrative negotiation because it prioritizes cooperation, multiple outcomes, and sustained relationships. That's all from me. Thank you.